Okay, good day, my dear student, market research professional, and research scholar. Today, I come with a different types of topic. We call that qualitative market research, and this presentation would be mostly useful for that PGDM student or MBA student who have specialization in advanced marketing research, but partly we can use in the academic research, right? So today I'm going to show you the steps, certain steps referring to a very reputed paper in this area, which has got almost 1800 citation. So I take the different steps from the academic journal and applied using a very recent tool called the generative AI tools, like using ChatGPT. So my agenda is like giving a brief overview of the qualitative market research and the different type of qualitative market research. Especially I am focusing on thematic analysis, and I take a reference from the academic journal, and that journal explains the very six important steps. I follow each steps, and finally I am using the generative AI spatial library resources to do the qualitative content analysis, especially the thematic analysis. So what is qualitative marketing research? Basically, it is a open-ended questions, right? It starts from that the focus group or interview, and this is a conversational in nature, and this become a very extremely important today's now, because it helps us to understand consumer belief, experience, and point of views, but it has certain subjective interpretation. So that's why we need to go with a kind of very specialized, highly validated sample size. So if I consider a focus group, it could be 6 to 8 respondent. I can assemble in a place, then I can give a topic and we can have discussion, and we can go by the expert interview, one-to-one interview that can be conducted in the form of structured, unstructured, or semi-structured interview format, right? So if I consider that the any kind of business research problem, be it academic and industry research, take an example of the factor influence quick commerce in India. That example I have taken, and I'll be using this as a use case example in our today's session. So what are the factors important for rise of quick commerce and that actually influence the consumer purchase behavior? So I can take the quantitative approach and qualitative approach. When I take the quantitative approach, it could be ANOVA regression, conjoint, or multidimensional scaling, or maybe structured equation modeling approach. But today's session is about the qualitative market research, and here I will take interviews, focus group, or secondary expert review data, and then I try to see that what factor is important that is basically influencing purchase behavior, especially in the quick commerce segments, right? So what are the way we can collect data? As I already mentioned, we can go with the online forum, we can have the online communities, and do the online survey, in-depth interview with the experts. But all these will leads to the bulk of data that could be come in the form of a transcript that we need to develop. Okay, so how to analyze? Because at the end of this interview we get a 10 expert interview data, and this interview data has to be transcribed maybe in the text format, and that data can be analyzed using the different QMR methods. So first is called the content analysis, second is called the thematic analysis, that is the main focus of our study, and we will be explaining with the 6 steps in here. And narrative analysis, because the same quick commerce we can go by that the case study methods or observation methods, and grounded theory maybe we can use for the different coding and to establish certain theories, but we'll be focusing on the thematic analysis in our part, right? And for doing the thematic analysis, we need to go through the some academic journal resources. So first let us understand what is the thematic analysis. Thematic analysis is used for analyzing qualitative data, right? And we go deep inside, like comprises the thick qualitative data, and we try to have an identification reporting a pattern in the data set. Like I have taken 10 interview data, right, and each one transcription is 5 pages, so 50 pages data. I see the different views from the 5 interviews and try to see the pattern, and this pattern can be found by understanding the meaning and keyword used by the participant, because different participants use a different keyword to explain certain their views, so we can identify based on these keywords. Fine. Then there are 6 steps. These steps I have taken from a very popular journal now I have seen, right? This is called the Naeem et al. 2023 paper. It is published in the International Journal of Qualitative Methods. So I will be sharing the link of this journal. So this method I have taken this journal. So this they have explained the 6 methods, and I will be applying the 6 method using the generative AI tool. Okay. So let us see what are the 6 steps. Right, the very first step is called that transcription creation and data summarization. Once we have the interview transcript, right, and this has to be feed into the system for the analysis. Second, once you do the familiarization of data, then software will identify the keywords, and once you have the keywords, then go for the code selection, themes, and finally we'll be developing model, right, and all these things will be based on the secondary data in our case example. So these are the steps explained in the in that paper, right. The very first thing, we come with the step number 1. In the step number 1, we need to attach data with our tools. Here in our case is the generative AI tools, and there will be seeing that the initial phase, like, it involves transcription of data and familiarization oneself with the data. We need to tell that, and for that very initial phase you need to tell that what's your research objective. So better we can come 2 3 objective, but for each session I prefer that come with a one objective at a time, and the same no transcription data used can the different other objective also. And at this stage we will be looking for the quotation, right. You can see at the right hand side that we are going with the various quotation, and these quotations are given by the interviewee who are given their views, or maybe the expert, right, here from whom you are taking your interviews. So once you take the quotation, now the next step is called the keyword formation. Actually this examines the data, be it from interview, focus group, visual content, or maybe any industry data, and these keywords encapsulate participant experience and perception, right, that directly derived from the data. And I have already told my generative AI session that this is my research objective, so try to find out certain keyword that encapsulate participant views, right. So you can see it in the right hand side, that is the statement quotation comes in the left hand side, and right hand side we can see the keywords that is taken from the quotation. This is the second phase. Once you get a set of keywords, the second is called the code. Code is a short phase of words, right. These are assigned because assigned to the segment of data that captures the data's core message, significance, and themes, right. So we take the different keywords, and 2 3 keywords can come combined together to give a codes. So what we have seen here, basically 2 3 keywords representing certain message, so that message has to be encoded as a code, and keywords plays a very essential role in that coding process, as they form the backbone of analysis and help to convert the raw data into insightful and meaningful unit, right, because it starts with the that is a quotation given by the interviewees, and that you go through the keywords, and keyword has to be combined to form the codes. Once you have the codes, then you need to organize the codes in a meaningful groups to identify the pattern. And here very important thing is, basically it could be something abstract, right. So when you consider like 2 3 codes you give, you take, and you can give a meaning of very abstract, and you can see it in the right hand side. You can see the provoke perception and cause that give the perceived consequence. The data they have taken the COVID-19 data, so that starts from the interviews. They are give their feedback based on that they could take the quotation to keyword to codes, and finally they forms the themes. You can see here the themes. And once you develop the themes, that it involve understanding and defining the concept emerging from the data. It utilizes the data, because conceptualization, one, you have the different concepts, right. The concept is basically called now the concept is developed based on certain themes. Here you can see the right hand side, here is a perceived consequence, right. This is one thing. The several theme can be combined to come with a concept. Once we have the concept developed, then the final step in thematic analysis is development of conceptual model, and this model serve the answer the research question. As I mentioned, your journey should start with a one or multiple questions, right? And you are going to answer the answer one of this research question, and that underscore the study's contribution to knowledge, and in encapsulate all finding and insight derived from the data. So that is called the development model. What I find, so if I consider example of quick commerce, I can start with a topic: what are the important factor that responsible for the rise of e-commerce and affecting customer purchase decision. In the conceptual model, I can go with like, okay, based on the thematic content analysis, can you come with a three antecedents that actually uh, positively affect purchase behavior in case of our quick commerce? That's the conceptual model we like to develop, right? So if you look at this, that the whole table, that again I take it from the Hassan et al, right? So it starts from the quotation and slowly it goes from the keyword, then codes, then theme, and this and then finally it comes with the conceptual model. So I take a basis, but finally I will come with our today's use case example. So today's use case example, let's say today we am going to start with a quick commerce industry in India. So the approach could be for qualitative research. I can take data from the various repository, or I can take data from the expert interview. But in our case, I have taken data from the various resources. So there are many resources are published, online marketing research, market research data are published. That can be Nielsen, sometimes it called the Kearney. So they have published the very detailed industry views. So I have taken those views as a resources, right? You can see here these resources is an online repository, and initially I use the thematic analysis tool by Dr. Crino, and this I have called for a specialized tools to do the thematic content analysis. And here I have come with a two research question. What are the key trends of quick commerce industry in India? The first research question, and second research question is, what are the important factors responsible for the rise of the quick commerce? And I can examine it from the customer perspective and service provider perspective. So I am ready with my data set. You can see it here. I have several data set here. Like, so this is my one of the corpus that I have taken it from Kearney, and these data sets, this is one interview or maybe one market research. You can take several market research data, and then you should analyze on the several market research data based on the single research question. So I have taken it for this as a corpus, and I will upload this data as a generative AI for the analysis. And for that I have already created a set of the codes, the prompt. So this is my prompt sheet. The prompt sheet is ready with for 6 steps. Just now I explained I'll be applying 6 steps, but prompt should be very much customized. So from here onwards I will take you to the generative AI session. Okay, so this is my generative AI session, and here I have using the thematic analysis tool by Dr. Kreno, and this I have found the most reputed thematic analysis tool used on the ChatGPT platform. So let me start with the one by one prompt, then we will be seeing that the 6 steps how we can implement in our case. So let me go to the my prompt number 1 is basically start this one. So this is my prompt number 1. We'll see this. So once I have this is the step number 1. You can see it here. The transcription, familiarization, data, and selection of quotation. This is step number 5. So I copy this prompt and I will read it. Okay. So I paste it here. Now what I read, I am a marketing researcher. I have attached the industry report text of a recent online commerce trend called the quick commerce. I want a thematic content analysis that starts with the step number 1 I mentioned: transcription, familiarization with data, selection of quotation. Very important, because at this stage will come with a number of quotation, right, from the transcript content. And in this step, please share the codes that bring live to data to life and present critical viewpoints. Like there are certain positive, negative, the explanation and the pattern pertaining to research objective as follows. So here I mention research objective, and better is we go with the one objective at a time. What are the important research question factor responsible for the rise of the quick commerce? And what we see it here, the I examine from the customer perspective. So I can because the report mentioned both customer and service provider perspective, but I like to focus only on the customer perspective, and I have attached the report below, right? So my corpus I can put it attached here. So I take my corpus here. So I take this and then I come here, I paste the corpus over here, that report, market report. So it is already attached. So let me start the first prompt. So at this stage, what I should get? I should get a list of quotation, and this quotation will be the first starting step for the thematic analysis. So once I enter, yes, they start giving the findings. Okay, so it gives the transcription, familiarization with data, selection of quotation. It has taken my research question. So first the transcript and familiarize of the data, and now this start selecting the quotation, right? At this stage we can see it here, the convenience and speed of delivery, because I mentioned what are the factor important for the rise up. So they have considered the convenience and speed of delivery, and here you can see certain quotation they have taken it. The ultra fast delivery significantly reduces waiting time for the shopper, right? And you know, this when we use the generative AI, there is a problem of hallucination, but here we try to minimize it, because already I instructed that my prompt that you take this that whatever you deliver it, it should be based on the content I have attached. To just take a proof, I take one content from here and try to see whether the GPT has taken this text from my attached document. So my corpus is ready here. Okay, I take my corpus over here, I do simply control F and V, and yes, we see it that it is already taken from the intended the text I have attached with them. So likewise you can check whether the generative AI outputs takes the particular quotation from the text or somewhere else. So it looks good so far. Okay, so what I have I have got here basically the different factor, like when it comes to changing consumption pattern and impulses, they have taken two quotation, and the product assortment and access, they have taken another three quotation, right? So they have taken with the six factor responsible for the rise of the e-commerce in India, that and they come with the certain the theme that is called the pricing perception. But at this stage we are focusing only on the quotation, right? The next step is we like to try to develop keywords based on this. So I like to go to my second prompt. So already I have written the second prompt, so let me go to the second prompt here. So once I give the second prompt, I have written it here. So this is my step number 2. So okay, fine. So come here and I put my second prompt over here. So here the based on the market research data and related quotation, because I already got the 6 into 2, almost 12 to 15 quotation I have got. So please frame a set of keywords that encapsulate expert experience, because these expert reviews come of the Carnage and perception, they are directly derived from the data report and quotation addressing the research objective. Very much very important here, because every time I am telling whatever you will be telling, that should be based on the research objective. So once I press, then I should start getting at this stage the number of keywords. Now let us see this what they are telling. Yes, perfect. So I should get 6 here. Same, you can see it here that 6, and this quotation, from this quotation they take the the keywords in each area. When it comes to the convenience speed, they come with the instant gratification, digital first shopping, and when it comes to the price and value perception, they comes the moderate discount. okay, and convenience driven channel choice. So these are basically the something keywords they have taken from the quotation. This is the step number 2. Now when it comes to the step number 3, I need to develop the codes, right? These codes may consist of 2 3 keywords, right? Let us do and come with the code, right? So once I have this, so let me have it. This is a very detailed code, right? GPT instruction, because I need to tell it at steps, each step, that GPT don't look here and there. Whatever I am telling with the customized prompt, that you need to look for the answer based on that prompt. So once I come this, I take the code and then I come to session. So let me read it out. Basically here I take certain input from Dr. Kriku, right? And here it is mentioned in the thematic analysis page. I want to get a set of code from the content analysis, often called qualitative code or open code, and this code represent assigning a short phase and word of data. Here very careful, because we curated this definition, right, from the academic and other resources, and we give this instruction to our GPT session and telling them, just look at the data and what do you mean by the code. I have already given you the decision, right, and the definition, and you try to cataloging information, like you can get 2 3 keywords, and then you try to give certain codes, right, and apply these codes to the sentences as a part of sentence and transcribe content. And very importantly, I ask them come with a list of code and related sentences in tabular format. So at this stage, what I will get, I will get a keywords, I will get a a code at the related that's the quotation also I can get in the table, right? Let us see whether I can get the tables here. So I supposed to get a table over here. So now let's see the third stage. I get a table. So now it start developing table. So you can get the right hand side, that the assign code, right, and qualitative open code they name it, right, and the quotation they already they mentioned this ultra fast delivery and reduces waiting time for the shopper. Okay, so you can take the several codes you can get from the quotation. So here you can get for few, ideally you should have fewer codes than keywords. So you need to look at this researcher. So whatever the GPT is giving at this point, don't take it as a face value. You should use your own judgment whether you can reduce certain you can merge certain codes to give a coherent meaning, right? So don't take it very bluntly that these are given by the GPT, so I should take it. So that's a caution that I like to give to my participant over here. So once you get that, that's the code, the next step is basically the we can come with this, the theme development. So and this theme is basically we come with this step, like they combine the code further and they come with a certain theme. So let me see that what are the themes we can get it from here. Okay, so once we, and at this stage, because this will be more abstracts, right, when you see that we take from the quotation 2 keywords, sometimes these keywords are mentioned by the interviewee, right, but when we take the at the concept level and these concepts are developed based on the codes, that time the meaning could be very much abstract, right? So you can see it here. Some of the categories focused coding, they come with the convenience, speed, evolving shopping behavior, product access assortment, right? So these are the codes they develop very nicely. They come with a theme. You can see it here. The pursuit of instant convenience, certain description they have given, and codes feeding into the themes, right? They mention what are the codes they come into, very nicely explained. This here the first theme comprises 3 codes, and they nicely explained what are the codes, the very first stage that refers to particular theme, right? So if you go right hand to left hand side, ultra fast delivery significantly reduced waiting times, right? This is the for the shopper. This we can link it to theme, that is called that code is the faster delivery times, and that can also lead to greater one, that is called the themes. Themes is the pursuit for the instant convenience. So you can get six themes you can get. So very interestingly, I get almost 10 to 15 keywords, and from there I slowly coming into the six themes. And once we have the themes, the next stage is basically we need to go for kind of conceptualization. Okay, let us go to the conceptualization part. So I have that step is basically the concept. So we have at this stage what we need to have, we need to have involve understands the definition of concept emerges from the keyword codes and themes, and it is visible on the top. You can see it here. It starts from the codes that gives you the themes that these codes give to the code, right? These code are also coming forming merged into a particular theme. So now once you have this, then you have to conceptualize, right? Once I press it, that it start further conceptualizing based on the, you can see it here, that they start giving you the conceptualization themes into core concept, right? So they start taking that the themes conceptualization, it's become more constructs. Like you can see here, pursuit for the instant convenience, they termed is the time as a currency, and that how it answer RQs basically, because I have only one RQs, that is from the customer point of views, like how quick commerce basically becomes so much popular in India from customer viewpoint. So it comes with explanation. They explain rise of quick commerce as a service that monetize and fulfill urgent need to save time. So you agree with this? So here researcher can also use their own judgment over here, right? So very nicely explained the theme. So I come to the step 5. At this stage I am very much through with the conceptualization part, and the conceptualization part, they come with only 3 concepts called the time as an accuracy, on demand life cycle, and the key and the curated ambulance. The 3 concepts, but it is up to you whether to neglect it, accept it, or modify it. So it is a researcher discretion. And finally I come with the last stage. At this stage we try to see that how the factor can be embedded in terms of a diagram or model, where I can put certain antecedent and certain outcome. So let us do that part, and then we can come with a certain conclusion. So my last prompt is we call the thematic. So let us come with this, right? So this is the prompt I take with this. This prompt I will put again in the generative AI session and clearly mention develop 3 concept or codes. So I can take a code also. I can take concept. This code I can be something similar to your construct in structured equation modeling. So I take as a 3 codes acting as an antecedent affecting the outcome. Outcome can be something like a purchase behavior. Okay, so maybe we can call the purchase behavior as stated as stated in that research objective, and you can draw a thematic diagram or model to understand the relationship among this concept, among these codes, and an outcome. An outcome, I write it, and outcome. So let me see what things they can give. So this should give certain conceptual model in the form of arrow. You can see the input output. So first the 3 antecedent, they considered it here, the instant convenience. Second, very important, is the impulse driven access, and third one is accessible pre-immunization, a high-end product within reach, and outcome is purchase behavior, and they come with a model, right? So this, so you can see it here, antecedent like instant convenience that leads to speed and time, that leads to customer purchase behavior. Like, so these are the different model, but at this stage better I advise the researcher that they should come with their own model based on certain theory. There you can explain with the certain antecedent, certain outcome, because already you threw it your your critical factor and the effect of critical factor on outcome, and intermediate stage you can take various, moderation and mediation. So again, this is something indicative analysis based on certain one corpus. So you should take with the three or four corpus. So maybe one data from the Nelson, another maybe from Cantor. So you can analyze the same research question using different secondary data. You can take interview data, like directly expert interview data, and you can collate all the data, right? And you can see that how intercoder reliability also you can measure. So you can have the qualitative and quantitative both together to increase the rigor of this. Again, for my market research students, like who are specializing in advanced marketing research using QMR, basically qualitative market research, they can come up to the generative AI. But there is a caution: there are so many, biased or maybe certain subjective interpretation is there based on the limitation of this platform. Better you can use the very, academic software like NVivo and Atlas AI to come with and try to see that how that finding is in line with this finding. So this is something like a, kind something very complementary kind of. This can be a supplementary. You can be supplement your data, but that's all from my side basically. So I come to the stage of today's description. I know it's a very quick way to explain certain thing. I explain only with one, right? One research question. You can explain same thing with the service provider point of view. And these are basically, I very much grateful to Dr. Pino for his very elaborative tutorial. At the same time, Hassan et al. For the very nice paper that has really very good publication and give us a lot of thought on this. And I hope you like that. And thank you and welcome to my channel once again for watching these long videos. And I try to improve it further with certain other tools and techniques, right? Thank you for your time.